Come on, Enoch. I know you are in there. Captain Roan rapped his knuckles on the metallic door. You can't fool me, you probably woke up after the second knock. Look, I get it. You are not exactly my #1 fan, but the Astral Council assigned us to the same expedition team for a reason. You, Zarem, Rhea, and I each have a role to play, whether you like it or not. And before you accuse me of pestering you as some half-friend again, I am not. I am here as your captain. So open up. A muffled voice huffed from behind the door. Eventually it slid open with a mechanical hiss. Fine then, Captain Roan. The slender figure behind the threshold chief scientist Enoch rubbed tired eyes. What in the Spire's name is so urgent that you disrupt my research out here on the fringes of the cosmos? Rowan crossed his arms. We've detected a planet that's broadcasting powerful radio signals. Obviously that suggests some form of communication, possibly intelligent life, pirates, or even victims of piracy. Zarem ran a thorough analysis. It's definitely from a sentient species, but they're not on any council chart. If we get solid intel, we're in for major promotions. Maybe even a new ship with top-tier equipment. Enoch narrowed his eyes. A new sapient species, huh? That's a lofty claim. Sounds like one of your pranks. I should get back to my research. With a frustrated sigh, Roan stepped forward, his voice taut. Enoch, I am dead serious. If this is all some elaborate joke, feel free to file a complaint with the council. I'll resign voluntarily from this program if I am lying. Inside his quarters, Enoch froze mid-step. Roan's tone carried genuine urgency, and nobody threatened to abandon years of intense council training on a whim. The scientist cursed under his breath and reopened the door. All right, Enoch grumbled. Show me the data then, but if it turns out you are pulling my leg, I'll personally eject you into space on a course to the nearest black hole. Captain Roan exhaled relief. Finally, maybe I should lay off the jokes if it's this hard to convince you. Follow me to Zarem's lab, I'll show you everything we have so far. They walked in silence down a short corridor and entered Zarem's chamber, where a chaos of audio and visual feeds scrolled across screens as incoming signals were rapidly decoded. The instant they arrived, an alien voice crackled through the speakers, followed by a garbled translation. Going to let you down. Zarem nearly fell out of his chair as he scrambled to mute the device, but a screen still played video footage of a strange bipedal creature wielding what appeared to be a microphone. Enoch's brow shot up in surprise. All right, Roani conceded. No prank this time. This looks like first contact material. Leave me to work with Zarem on deeper analysis. In the meantime, set our ship's course for the signal's origin. The radio waves alone are helpful, but studying the entire planet firsthand will be significantly more illuminating. Roan nodded, a triumphant grin tugging at his lips. He hurried away to the helm, hair tips flushing with smug satisfaction. Moments later, the ship jumped to the coordinates of the mysterious planet. Their receivers were immediately bombarded by countless radio frequencies. It took several council standard hours, and both Enoch and Zarem's combined expertise to install an array of specialized filters capable of untangling the overlapping signals. When they finally succeeded, Enoch gave Zarem a supportive nod and headed down the hall to his own lab. Once inside, he booted up his main console, initializing hundreds of stealth microprobes designed for covert planetary reconnaissance. As they whirred to life, he muttered the usual checks any diligent scientist would. Cloaking systems stable. Power cells show a decade of life. All survey instruments fully functional. He tapped a final command. All right, my lovely little probes, go on and uncover the secrets hidden in that big blue globe. Data flooded back within minutes. Enoch plugged a thin cable from his terminal into the socket behind his ear, scanning the updates as they flowed. Life index, 10 out of 10. Complexity, 10 out of 10. Planetary stability, 4 out of 10. Psychic potential, 1 out of 10. He paused. That can't be right. Potential. Huh. So we found something truly anomalous. This could catapult us straight to top-tier status within the Council if the discovery checks out. Muttering a string of curses, Enoch hurried off to Rhea's quarters. Before he could knock, the door slid open on its own, and he felt an unmistakable psychic link form in his mind. "I am already scanning them, Enoch," Rhea said softly, her voice echoing telepathically. "Your readings focus on individuals, measuring their personal output. This species doesn't use psychic energy on an individual level. You can recall those stealth probes. The entire planet is enveloped in a single colossal psychic network like a universal library." Rhea's eyes gleamed with fascination. Every piece of the planet's history is recorded there, from the earliest single-celled organism to the present day. It's absolutely massive. You might call it a planetary hive mind, yet somehow each being remains an individual. She paused, voice trembling in awe. Unknowingly connected, a flicker of tension passed across Rhea's face. These inhabitants, they once harnessed it until something severed their awareness of it. There's a lost gap in their collective memory. I see a 10-year void, likely caused by an external force. Wait, are those? She stiffened, inhaling sharply. Enoch, you'd better label this part unknown in your official report. We both know who's behind it, but this information must be delivered to the head counselor in person. Those pale-skinned devils came here long ago, apparently multiple times, trying to cut off the planet's entire psychic potential. It's horrifying. She shook her head in rage. They must have discovered this world while en route to our own. They experimented, severing psychic powers here first. The records suggest these beings, these locals, were once incredibly advanced, performing global telepathy, manipulating energy in unimaginable ways, even forging molecular fusion. Then the intruders arrived. Now the planet stands fractured. This is an atrocity. Rhea closed her eyes, steadying her emotions. Enoch, let Captain Roan know we're finished gathering data. We can't risk running into those gray invaders again. Dispatch your official report so we don't rouse suspicion by lingering, and then we return immediately to the Council. Enoch nodded curtly. Already sent the summary. Let's hope we can bring justice to this place soon. As the ship prepared for its departure, the team was unexpectedly alerted by a sudden spike in energy readings from the planet below. Enoch and Rhea exchanged concerned glances. What now? Enoch muttered, rushing back to his console. The data coming in was chaotic, unprecedented energy waves spiked from multiple locations across the planet. Rhea closed her eyes, her psychic link intensifying as she probed deeper into the planetary hive mind. Suddenly, her face went pale. "They've noticed us," she whispered. "Noticed us?" Enoch's hands froze on the controls. "How?" "The stealth protocols. They didn't detect our ship. They felt our interference with their psychic network. They're responding, instinctively." Before anyone could react, the ship's power systems flickered. Alarms blared as Zarim's voice echoed through the intercom. "Captain, we've lost propulsion. Something is holding us in orbit." Enoch's screen lit up with new telemetry. A massive surge of psychic energy was converging on their location. "It's the planetary field," he stammered. "They're focusing it directly on us." Rhea stumbled back, her psychic link overwhelmed by the intensity. "They don't understand we mean no harm. They think we're invaders like the Greys." "Captain Roan to the bridge," Zarim barked. "We need orders now." Roan dashed into the command center, his confident demeanor replaced with tension. "Options, Enoch?" "We have two," Enoch said grimly. "One, we leave a beacon and hope they decipher it later as a peace offering, but we'll need to abandon orbit immediately if we can. Two, we try to establish communication directly with the hive mind, but that's a dangerous gamble." Rhea sat up, her voice shaky. "I can reach out to them, but if I fail, they might see it as an attack." "No," Roan said firmly. "We can't risk your life." Rhea stood, resolute. "I am already linked. I just need a moment of clarity. Trust me." The room fell silent as Rhea sat cross-legged, her breathing steadying. Her mind stretched into the psychic lattice, navigating through the chaos of voices and emotions. It was like plunging into a storm, but she focused on a single thought: peace. Minutes felt like hours as the ship trembled under the growing psychic force. Then, without warning, the energy dissipated. The alarms ceased, and the power system stabilized. Ria's eyes fluttered open, tears streaming down her face. They've agreed to let us leave. They're afraid, terrified of outsiders, but they've allowed us to stay in orbit a little longer to finish our scans. I promised we wouldn't harm them. Roan exhaled deeply. You just saved us all, Ria. But Ria shook her head. It's not over. They want us to deliver a message to the council. What message? Enoch asked. Ria looked at them, her expression grave. The Greys are still visiting this planet. They're experimenting, manipulating, and... Her voice faltered, hunting. These beings need protection, and they believe we might be their only hope.